When I was a child, I lived in a small West Country town, in a street, in a house where there was no bathroom, there was no hot or cold running water, there was an outside toilet, but it was a street where the community was very, very close, and everyone knew each other. And that had the positive effect that people could help each other, and did help each other. The community was tight and sort of face to face. That's changed over time. Your neighbours change quite frequently, and often you may not know who they are. There's a lot more fear about the fact that people are strangers nowadays, and there's a lot more alienation because of that. Alvin Toffler, in his book The Third Wave, said that we're moving from an industrial society to a post-industrial society, and in some parts of the world we also have agricultural societies, and there's a mixture of all three, and all three have different structures of families and communities. Agricultural society had the extended family, the industrial society had the nuclear family, and Toffler says that in the post-industrial society, like Heinz baked beans, you have 57 different varieties of families. You have single parent families, you have same-sex families, you have extended families still, you have people living alone, you have a whole series of different relationships. And so the technology that's emerging in the post-industrial society, which no longer has the old industrial base, is creating a whole series of different communities. It means people move around more quickly. It means they often create very quick ephemeral communities which ebb and flow depending where they are.
In my time as a child, I remember I played violin. That was my time to exercise, because my father was my teacher. And then reading books, or my mother, she used to read, and then we listened to her. Or we outside play football or did something else, you know. Nowadays I don't think it is like that. You have to throw them out of the house and cut off the electricity or something like that, and then make them to stay and go out, because there is no any internet any longer. So if there is no any internet, everyone is just as like is crazy. They are trying to find something. There are many things that you can do now, thanks to this technology. For example, one of them is vacuuming. For example, you just saved time. You do that, and then you have got more time to do something else. You have to be aware of that and to use it. And you do it without knowing it. I mean, that, believe me, you use that time for doing something else, but you are not aware of that. Oh, I'm good, thanks to that. I should not spend more time to wash my clothes, so I can do this instead. I remember one of the students, my students, he was very tired during the day. We had the lecture at 10. He was already walking. He was sleeping. and you couldn't communicate with him. And I asked one of his friends, what's going on? Is he doing something, or there is a computer competition? Is he involved with that? He says yes. He wanted food. He couldn't leave the computer because he was involved with that. So he was actually a very heavy person, you know. So pizza and sitting and eating, you know. So he called his friend in the middle of the night and asked him if he can come and help him and bring him some food, you know, because he is starving.